You are listening to The Vocal Technologist. Spoken Tech for your ears.
Welcome back. Today we're jumping into the really fast-moving world of AI. We want to look at how it's shaking up business, product development, the whole market.
Yeah, and we've been looking at some great recent insights, some market analyses from the folks really leading the charge in tech. It gives a pretty current snapshot of how companies are actually dealing with this AI shift.
Okay, so our goal here is to pull out the key bits for you, figure out where things are headed with AI, who's leading, what growth strategies are working, and crucially, what does it mean for actually building and pricing products? Let's get into it.
So Elad Gil recently said something interesting, that the fog has lifted a bit in the AI market. It seems pretty clear now that players like Anthropic, OpenAI, Google, and Meta, they really dominate the big foundation models.
They're the giants, basically.
Yeah, the giants of the general purpose AI.
So if they've staked out that territory, where are the opportunities now? Are we seeing smaller, more specialized players pop up?
Oh, absolutely. That's where it gets interesting. You see these focused leaders emerging. Think Harvey for legal tech, Cursor for coding help, Decagon and Sierra in customer support, even Perplexity making moves in search.
Yeah.
The big challenge for anyone wanting to build a new large language model from scratch is, well, money and computing power. Huge barriers.
Your capital and compute.
Exactly.
Okay.
But there are still openings, definitely. Areas like accounting, compliance, security. These fields are ripe for innovation. But the companies that break through, they'll need more than just tech. They need really bold go-to-market plans, smart agentic workflows, AI that can actually do sequences of tasks, and maybe even some clever roll-up strategies.
And those new approaches, they often smash right into this huge headache AI is causing. It's breaking traditional pricing, isn't it?
Oh, completely.
Like, you have one user query, maybe it triggers 50 different AI calls behind the scenes. Suddenly charging per request makes no sense. You get these massive unexpected bills.
Precisely. And that's why the smarter companies are starting to treat pricing almost like a product system in itself, something you test, you observe, you adjust, because often your pricing is the most visible part of your product.
That's a really good point. It makes you wonder, though, why are so many companies still kind of stuck with old billing systems when they iterate constantly on everything else? Is it just technical debt?
Could be. It's complex. I mean, think about how far we've come. The 6 waves of software pricing idea shows that journey from physical software back in the 50s to today's really complicated hybrid models. What seems clear now, for AI anyway, is that pricing needs to be tied directly to clear value metrics. What value is the user actually getting?
Value metrics, right. Okay, so shifting gears a bit, how are companies using AI for growth in clever ways?
Well, Claude's approach is fascinating. They let developers build apps on their platform, but instead of the developer paying for the AI usage, the end user pays using their own Claude subscription.
So the user brings their own key, basically.
Exactly. The constraint how to handle compute costs becomes the opportunity. Every app creator becomes a distribution channel. Imagine a teacher making an SAT prep tool. The students just use their existing Claude access. It lowers the barrier for creators massively.
That's smart. Less friction, more distribution. And speaking of smart internal uses, that Carta example is quite something too. They didn't just replace people, did they?
No, not at all. Carta, they manage equity, right? They built their own AI agents internally. These agents gather context, they reason, they act autonomously, but on specific judgment-heavy accounting tasks. One agent alone handles something like 25,000 tasks a month. Takes seconds.
Wow. How much time did that save?
Over 3,500 hours, apparently. It's a perfect illustration of this AI-Native Enterprise Playbook idea built for real complex workflows, often in these slightly weird or overlooked industries with really painful problems. And you have to prove it works with hard results, especially on the tricky edge cases.
Okay, and just quickly, let's touch on Figma. Their IPO valuation wasn't maybe the Adobe-level moonshot people once talked about, but they're still $1 billion run rate company, solid margins.
Right, solid company. But the interesting AI angle here is how Figma is quietly embedding AI features into its core design product. It's not flashy.
More integrated, less hype.
Exactly. And that subtle integration, enhancing the existing workflow, could actually offer significant upside. It shows that sometimes the real value isn't in the big splashy AI announcement, but in making the core product better.
So pulling this all together, AI is maturing, foundation models are consolidating, but specialized players are finding niches. It's forcing a rethink of pricing, unlocking some really novel growth strategies.
Yeah, and even adding sort of hidden value to established companies like Figma. Things are definitely moving fast.
It really seems like success in this era comes down to being agile, applying AI strategically to actual problems, and just being willing to question how things have always been done.
I think that's spot on. Agility, strategic focus, and rethinking the fundamentals.
So, for you listening, here's a final thought to chew on. We talked about AI agents saving time, but what happens next? If an AI growth tool can rapidly boost clicks but maybe tanks signups by mistake, how far are we from AI not just powering the product, but maybe autonomously designing and distributing it too? For better or worse, something to ponder. Thanks for joining us.
Spoken Tech for your ears.